Yeah, this is Penn Jillette here with Michael Goudreau in Las Vegas. And we're talking to Dr. Richard Dawkins, whose new book, The God Delusion, is we're doing everything we can to get it to the number one seller at Amazon, and is just one of our heroes. And Richard, I'm gonna give you one of the questions we've got here. I said earlier that we're getting hundreds of Gmails that are all just praise, but some of them come with questions. What are Dr. Dawkins' thoughts on the New Age belief expressed in movies like What the Bleep, the bastardization of quantum mechanics to explain God and spirituality? I'd love to hear you talk about that.
Yes, I'm worried about that because although I long for the demise of religion, what really saddens me is that often when religion goes, it gets replaced by something that might even be worse, which is a kind of total empty-headed belief in anything. And that's what much of this New Age claptrap, I'm sorry to say, is. And one of the things that they do is to latch hold of scientific jargon. I actually know a bit about this now because I'm in the course of making a two-part television documentary called The Rational Inquirer, which it's rather similar to one I did on religion earlier this year called Root of All Evil. The same team, which you can see on YouTube over here in the U.S. and a lot of people have asked. So I might as well interrupt you and get this. Yes.
Any chance of this being shown on proper broadcast TV?
I don't think it's going to be. I've heard of no plans for it to be actually broadcast in the United States. I don't think that American broadcasting stations, on the whole, have the courage to do it. It is, however, going to be marketed as a DVD, and you can. It's not quite out yet, but you can find links to it on richarddawkins.net. So that's okay. richarddawkins.net. richarddawkins.net, yes. And we had a copy that you gave us of that, and we watched it over my house with about 20 people, and I'm surprised you didn't hear the cheering over at Oxford. It's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. But forgive me for interrupting you, but I did want people to know that they should see that, The Root of All Evil, with, I believe, the greatest advertisement, the most chilling advertisement I've ever seen for anything. Was that your idea, or was that the ad department? Do you mean the one about the New
York why don't you describe it? Yeah.
Well, the British newspapers had an ad for it, which had the picture of the Manhattan skyline with the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center conspicuously present. And the caption was, "Imagine a world with no religion."
Was that your idea?
No. That was Channel 4. Channel 4 did that well, I must say.
Very, very well.
Anyway,
now, I'm sorry, I've interrupted you twice now, but why don't you get back to
the same team from Channel 4 who made that film are now making another one with me as the presenter, which is called The Rational Inquirer, and it's about all sorts of other kinds of irrationality apart from religion. So it's about telepathy and astrology and psychic divination and...
Hey, wait a minute, that's our show!
I know. But this is a British equivalent.
You need a writer?
Anyway, so I've been around interviewing psychics and mystics and New Age people talking about ley lines and things. And one of the things I've noticed is that they love lifting jargon from modern physics especially. They love quantum theory. They talk about quantum energy and energy vortices and quantum vibrations and things. They haven't the foggiest idea what quantum theory is all about, but it sort of sounds good. It has a good sort of emotional resonance. So they're actually using science and turning it into a kind of distorted, quasi-scientific religion. And it distresses me very much. I think it distresses me almost more than the conventional religions which have been around for centuries.
I'm going to ask you another question here that I have no idea where this person is coming from, but I'm going to throw it at you here. Please ask Dr. Dawkins what he thinks regarding gay and lesbian couples adopting children. If you believe that some people breed and some people do not, and that is an evolutionary factor, why should we allow someone who refuses to breed naturally to raise children?
I'm a believer in freedom in this sort of thing, and so I don't want to get in the way of what people very, very much want to do. I'm, however, not familiar with the actual political issues in the United States, and so I don't want to get involved in particular things. I know there are various voter questions on various polls in the forthcoming election about gay marriage and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the particular local issues are, but my general instinct is if somebody wants to do something, they should be allowed to do it.
Yeah, my understanding of the question, however, is a little bit more science and a little bit less politics, which is if the idea of evolution is to pass on the genes that are done properly, why should we let gays and lesbians who aren't breeding pass this on? It seems to have the question reverses nature and nurture halfway through. But I just want to know if you had anything else to say about that.
Well, you could say that about people about heterosexual couples who say adopt because they can't have children of their own, and that maybe they would like to have children, but they're not able to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take another call here.